Hi, my name is Nicolette Smith, and welcome to my classroom virtual tour, where I will be discussing with you qualities that I would like to implement in my own future classroom based on my own personal beliefs of what resources and materials will be the most effective in my own teaching style and what resources and materials will be most effective for student academic success. So let's begin. To first begin with the classroom tour, I would like to first begin with classroom layout. As you can see in the pictures, I believe it is most effective for desks to be facing towards the front, towards the whiteboard, with the teacher's desk in the back or in the corner. I also really like this classroom layout because it has three sections. One section is facing fully forward, and we have two sections on either side of the section facing forward. A reason why I really like this layout is because I think it is an effective layout for having to move students around during a lesson or having to move desks around in a lesson. So for example, if I wanted to use the Socrative strategy, it would be easy to do a fishbowl with the desks. And I also like this layout because the students can see one another. Rather, if everyone was in the back and all of the lines are forward, some students might not be able to see their peers. But with this layout, students can see one another, and I think that will also help with a discussion-based strategy, especially in an English classroom, for which I am seeking. The next aspect of the virtual tour I would like to discuss are whiteboards. I think whiteboards are beneficial in the classroom because they provide visuals for the students, and an idea I would like to implement in my own future classroom are easel whiteboards, where I can place them around the classroom for different strategies I could implement during my lessons. So for example, if I wanted to do a carousel strategy, I could write down a statement at a different whiteboard, and when the students come in, they can go around to the different whiteboards and write down their ideas or thoughts they may have about the statement. And there it is for the remainder of the class, and if I ever want to refer to it, I could, because it would be there for the students to see. Another aspect of whiteboards I like is that in a corner of a whiteboard I can write down a schedule or a syllabus for the specific day's lesson, and that way it provides focus for my students because they can see what the objectives are, what tasks they will fulfill, what their goals are, and I think this helps them to focus on the English lesson rather than a different lesson from a different subject. The next aspect I would like to discuss are Promethean boards. I have never used a Promethean board before, but I have learned to love them. I think they are a great asset to the classroom. They provide wonderful visuals, and it's a sense of technology for the students to relate with in the classroom. Promethean boards are great for visuals and PowerPoints. It's super easy to use. You can just hook your laptop up to the Promethean board and will display the visual for the whole class to see, which I think is very important. Another aspect of the Promethean board I really like is that if I wanted to do a Kahoot with the students, all I have to do is plug in my computer to the Promethean board and the Kahoot will be displayed for them. It has sound, it has visuals. It's a super easy piece of technology that I think the students will love because it allows them to use their own technology in the classroom, and that way the lesson will be more relatable and they'll be more engaged throughout the lesson, which is the ultimate goal. The next resource I would implement in my classroom would be a calculator caddy. I would not use the calculator caddy for calculators. I would use it as a source for attendance. So at the beginning of the school year, each student in a section of my class would be assigned a number. And for the remaining school year, they will place their cell phone in their assigned number in the calculator caddy. This will count as their attendance for today. I think this is a great idea because it prevents students from being on their cell phones during the lesson so they cannot be distracted. And if they refuse to place their cell phone in their caddy number, it will be marked as an absent. And so therefore I think it is a great resource because their phones will be placed somewhere else and they will be used as an attendance strategy. Lastly, I would provide my students with a space for creation where they would be provided materials for them to be creative throughout their school year. That is all for my classroom virtual tour, and I hope you enjoyed.